All right, supposedly we're live now. It appears that we got this all running and got it the right way today. So, good to see everybody. My name is Tim. I am a full-time reseller from Northwest Montana on eBay. I do $200,000 plus a year in sales, and I also do a little bit with Amazon too, with books and media. On this channel, I live pack my orders Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time for everyone to see what we're picking up. So maybe you can pick up some of the same kind of things. And then I love to chat with people and see what's going on in your own eBay store. So it's fun to see what everyone's doing and to chat while we are getting these orders packed out. I want to start by saying I apologize to everybody for yesterday. Yesterday, I literally talked to myself for a whole hour on this stream while it was not streaming, because I was using the schedule function, which puts you into a preview room, which looks exactly like you're live, but you actually have to hit this other button to go live, and we're learning as we go on this. I've never scheduled one before. So far, everything we've just clicked the button to go live, and so hopefully this is going live. Hopefully we are actually getting this right. I think we are, according to what the YouTubes tell me. And yeah, it's great to be here. Great to have this stream going again. I might wait just one hot second to see if we get anybody in here. We got the popped out chat. We do have live. It says you've been live for a minute. And anyway, I'm going to trust it this time. I'm trusting that we've got the process down. So if you do pop in, let me know. Shoot me a message in the chat. Today was definitely a slower day. Yesterday, when I packed those orders, it's a shame it didn't get on camera. We did 17 orders for a little over $1,000. But today is definitely a slower day. We had 7 sales for about $250 worth of sales. On our 90-day total, we have a little over 60,000. So we should average over, what is that? We can math that really quick. If we're at 60,000 divided by 90, probably around 600 or so, right? 60,000 divided by 90. So we should do about $666 average in sales. So a little over 650 in sales a day. So today was definitely lower, but we'll still get them packed out. Starting with a couple small ones. We got a leather Orwell Roberts commentary Bible. Anytime there's like a commentary Bible or a different type of Bible, I'll pick them up. And, you get 10, 15 bucks for some of them. Some of them can be bigger money, 50 to 80. And I've even sold Bibles in the $500 range. They're always worth looking at. This one is pretty clean. Usually they are pretty annotated. And if they get too bad, they're tougher to sell. But yeah, that's it right there. It's just going to go in a bubble mailer and it'll be on its way. So hopefully... I was doing, Pricer's good to see you. Good to have you here. You are my loyal everyday commenter. I was doing taxes yesterday morning. I went to the pre-video room before and didn't realize you didn't come in. Okay. Well, I appreciate you letting me know. So now that it's scheduled, I'm just going to ask on your end, you should get a notification, I think 30 minutes before, and then you should be able to actually go into the room and, hang out. So it sounds like you had a pre-video room. You can go in, you can hang out, and then it'll actually start live at 8 o'clock. I'm just making sure I'm understanding the process on somebody else's side because I've never used the schedule option. Ideally, what we'd like to do, so now that I'm probably going to keep doing this thing, we got 11 by 10 by 3. Since we're probably going to keep doing this thing, I am going to start putting it out on Facebooks and socials and things like that in the near future. I don't know exactly how long it'll take me to get rolling. But the thought is then people would be able to get that pre-stream link and I can push it out beforehand. And then they'd be able to come in when it actually starts. That would be the thought. So hopefully that's the way it all works on your end. First order's up. Accounting sheet up because I like to do my accounting as I go. I do line by line still, even though I probably sell enough I don't have to record every one line. Man, taxes yesterday, you were down to the wire. You waited down to the wire. Well done. Glad you got them done. I just saw the withdrawal from the IRS this morning and oof. It's 10 o'clock here now, so I try to be done listening by then. So now more listening than chat. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. No, fair enough. You got to get your work done. Yeah, we're shooting later on this so I can avoid the kiddos interrupting the stream because I usually have to get them to school. And for a lot of folks, later is a little bit better. So it gives me a little bit more time to get my head screwed on straight too before we start this. But we'll see. Most of the people catching this have been on the replays anyway. But glad you're here, pricers. Listen on away. I hope you had a good day of sales. I hope your taxes got finished up well. You didn't lose too much money to the government. All right. Got with that one. Again, we're starting with a couple really small ones. This book, Night of the Grizzlies, this one actually, if you find the paperback of this version, it's a $20 to $30 bill depending on condition. This I did let go for like $8 here because it was shot. I mean, this I almost just threw back, and I probably should have thrown it back to be honest, just because it was so bad. Only took a few days to sell, but it is a I call it a reader's copy. Like, this thing is almost falling apart, but it's not missing any pages. It's heavily stained, just terrible, terrible, terrible condition. But it is a good readable copy. Like, someone can still get through the text. And, you know, I'm picking it up basically for free when it goes in my basket at the bins there because they do it. Get a big old basket of books where I'm at for $5, and so it just kind of goes in the mix. So we're in it less than $1. And, you know, we'll get money. It's really quick to throw that envelope and go. But I find the Night of the Grizzlies, I'm up in Northwest Montana, so we get a lot of tourists, and we got a lot, it's bear country, so we get this book. I probably sell this at least once a month, maybe once every other month. I'll find a copy of this, or I find enough copies that, you know, it averages out to probably 12 over the year. This morning, already listed at the donut shop with my granddaughter. Taxes not bad. You already listed, and now you're at the donut shop. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you got to get to the donut shop. I'm glad you got to spend that time with your taxes aren't bad. Good. Glad life is good. Glad life is like getting the kids down to the. We'll buy them pastries on Friday. Usually our groove. Emberless stock backpack. So this honestly is going to be the best sale of the day. We didn't have a lot of great ones today. I took a $70 offer on this. It was a couple flaws here and there. There was some loose stitching on the bottom. There was a little rip in some of the webbing. But overall, you know, not bad. I picked it up this weekend or the last at a garage sale for $10. And the guy was just he upgraded his pack. He didn't want this one anymore. Still a fine functional pack. I wish I would have found this about a couple years back. I ordered a new pack for like couple hundred bucks. Not this brand. I mean, this brand is probably $400 or $500 for a new one of the similar kind. And I wish I would have found this sooner. I would have just used this one because it's actually pretty nice. But in good condition, used, I'd probably get about $150 for this thing. But it's you know, it's got a good amount of wear, and I'm happy to move things fast. If you haven't noticed, that's kind of my MO on this channel. You know, this is probably worth around $300 used, but I'm going to sell it for $150. But the reasoning, I mean, condition and then speed of moving. You know, like, I want to move on to the next thing. I'm not going to spend my time stitching up the bottom of this. I'm not going to spend my time stitching up the webbing. I can easily just get a bunch more items up in that time and let somebody else get a really nice deal. So this person's going to get a nice pack in the $70, paid $10, and we'll throw this guy in a box. No padding or all. Probably just slide it right on in there. Got this scabbard for the weapon, and I think it'll fit. I don't want to crunch the. There we go. I don't want to crunch it too bad because I don't want to break the back. Pops out about an inch. You might have to send a UPS. It's going to go over the 20 inch. It's going to be about 21 inches long now. That'll work. With UPS and with USPS, you get a surcharge after 20 inches. And so that's why I pack everything in these 20 by 14 by 6s, but with that bulge, adds a considerable surcharge on because it's bulging out there because of the back plate. This will probably go FedEx. Oh, did they change their dimensional surcharge? Length, surcharge, or am I just wrong on the length? 22 inches, my bad. So it is 22 inches on that surcharge. Let's see, 7 pounds. And this is going to Texas. Awesome, 21 by 14 by 6, 7 pounds. And we still did all right on shipping. I'm always looking for good hunting stuff. I'm always looking for camo. The right brands. We got some good ones out here. I did pick up at Arc'teryx backpack, camo military backpack the other day, but it smells like death. So I'm probably gonna honestly throw it to our local auction house, see what they can do with it, because someone's got to see that in person. I'm not gonna ship that guy off, but the Arc'teryx camo stuff can get pretty crazy, and so can Sitka. So I picked up I picked up 3 or 4 pieces of Sitka at a garage sale not too long ago, and I was really excited for it. But then I didn't actually look at condition, and we did miss some stitching on the crotch area on this one, which is the worst place for stitching to be a problem, right? So as long as if they stitch this thing up, they're getting a great deal on it. We got 22 bucks. Let's grab this. Oops. Oh, cool. We got some ornament sales just came in. This one sold in a day, which is expected. It's such a great deal on the Sitka. These guys who are just going to have to stitch it up. And I'm not going to take the time to do that. But thankfully with that buy for $14.11, the best piece I have was a nice windstopper jacket that was in the best condition. So even though I missed a lot on some of the smaller pieces, we're still making money. And that jacket's gonna net at least 100 profit or so. Got an envelope. Ran out of my smallest envelope, and I usually like to restock those sooner. But for some reason, I forgot to stock those up. So I got to put in this guy, then fold it over. I stocked so many envelopes and so much bubble, and I stock about everything because we sell just about everything. And I forget when I think I told this story yesterday, but no one was listening because we weren't actually streaming. But I like to stock my envelopes like I stock my kitchen. And so my policy in my business here when I'm doing envelopes, I'm ordering supplies, I'm ordering bubble wrap, is I will order the new stuff when I open the last package of the old stuff. So even if it's like a 500 piece package of envelopes, I will immediately order new envelopes when I open the last package, even though I got 500 pieces left, because I never want to run into a situation where I don't have the right stuff to ship it out. And so that's how I run it. And then I run my kitchen the same way. So in the house, if I open the last jar of peanut butter, immediately when we open that jar, I put it on the list to buy the new one. I don't wait until like, oh, we're almost out of peanut butter. Nope. And that drives my wife crazy. I plan a little differently than she does. But hey, we never run out of stuff in my kitchen. Just like we don't run out of stuff in my office. I always have the right stuff. Except when I'm an idiot and I forget to that. But we always make do. All right. Marlboro County Store jacket. I guess a jacket selling in April. This one picked up from a storage locker? No, from a clean out contact. So he does cleans out estates, and I'll get a bunch of stuff from him. And he doesn't like dealing with the clothing. I almost skipped on these because they got a little odor to them, but they did wash right out. I mean, obviously, probably smoker's jacket with the Marlboro, but cleaned up pretty nice, and they aired out really good, so I'm not too worried about that. Marlboro County Store. It's filled with duck down, and this is the large. I have a couple of these. I got to make sure I'm getting the right one. So back here in my hanging, I'm gonna say I had one large and one XL. The large. Oh no, I just skewed them different. So they're both large. One is just skewed different than the other one. This is the right skew. Morning, Leslie. Good to see ya. We actually decided to, start the stream today. Yesterday, man, it's funny, I talked to myself for a whole hour. It was like I was on the first stream again, and nobody was popping in. I shouldn't have just assumed, because I know the Pricers is always here. I know we've had Leslie, you've been popping in. We've had Mark popping in. We've had, all sorts of guys kind of coming through here and there, checking it out. But, being a new channel, we weren't quite sure. Well, actually, someone was getting their taxes done and couldn't make it to the show. So I just went the whole hour talking to an empty room, and then realized, oh man, the settings are different when you schedule your stream versus when you just go live. So, learning all the things, having fun. Hopefully you had a good day of sales too there, Les T. My sales were not great today. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I didn't see you yesterday, so then we wouldn't have known that. But yeah, it was brutal. We talked to an empty room. Sales were pretty rough for me overnight. I'm going to try this box. I might want to get a different one, but it'll scrunch down pretty good. Because, man, we were on 7 sales for a couple $100, about half of what we usually do. I'm sure tomorrow will be better. Could just run to the storage unit and grab all my highest selling stuff right away, but got some stuff I got to work through in here. I think today we're processing a few boots and shoes you got coming in. Look at that. That's really nice. I'm going to throw a quick moisture barrier on that. Let's get bag here. We'll bag it up. I was here promptly at 8. I know you were here at 8, and I believe you that you were here at 8. Did it now, Leslie, you can tell me too. I was asking Pricers, like, does it send you a notification 30 minutes before? It should, for all the subscribers, it should send a notification 30 minutes before to say, hey, this is coming up, and you should be able to just pop into the room. It sounds like you can just pop into the room and then be there for whenever it starts. I've never scheduled it before, so the whole process is different than just going live. And we're gonna start scheduling these, so maybe we can pop out to a few different socials and get a few more people in the live section. Yeah, I got a notification. Sweet, thanks, Precious. Cool. So it should do that for that, and then it should supposedly like just pop up for random people, like going live in so long. And so then, like, it can be more than me just turning a camera on, and it kind of takes 20 minutes for things to get rolling. And I think the chat's the chat's open. Okay. Yeah, because I was able to pop the chat out. So thanks for that. I was able to pop the chat out, but of course, no one's chatting because I wasn't live or anything. Okay, yes, thank you. Perfect. So we'll keep up this. We'll try this for the next week and see what goes on. It's still fun. I got a lot of jackets I need to get listed. but it's just the question of, do I want to do that now when it's April? Or what else can I focus on? I know I have some train stuff I got to get going here too. Or not today, but in the locker. Kind of working our butts off trying to get caught up around here before we really start bringing stuff in. It's already getting crazy at the thrift stores around here. I mean, I don't do a ton of thrifting. I do most of my stuff at Estates, but I do hit our bins, and then I'll occasionally check out the other stores, and it's starting to get packed. You know, starting to get the inventory flowing here. And I know the local sales are right behind. And the storage locker people start cleaning out. The estate people start cleaning them out. I start getting inundated with inventory, and it's lovely. I gotta be ready for it. The North Face hoodie. So yeah, we said, you know, when you list clothes, you sell clothes, and you don't even sell the stuff you just listed. You sell stuff from like way back when. So that hoodie or that jacket was listed for a few months, and then this guy's been listed for a couple months. And so we'll take 20 bucks on it, probably a bins pickup, maybe a garage sale for a couple bucks. February 26th, 13. So now we're seeing some clothes pop off. It's not my favorite thing to do, but you know, not a ton of stuff that is at every single sale that, not a ton of stuff that's at every single sale that you can just walk in and spend a couple bucks, sell it for 20 again and again and again and again. But this is one of the things. I do pick up the oh, there it is. I just scrunched down. So. All right. A nice North Face. Cool. Today I'm listing, about halfway through right now, I'm listing a bunch of Playmobil lots. If you don't know Playmobil, it's like Lego, but a different brand. A little older, in Germany, I believe, is the origin. And they do okay. They've also fallen off like a lot of things, but they, you know, it's very specific. I probably overpaid, but I bought someone's collection out for like 100, 150 bucks. It's a huge collection. And right now what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm lotting up. I've got 6, I set it up so like types that will fit in a 12 by 12 by 12 cube, because that'll be the best dimensional rates. So whatever I can fit in one of those boxes is what goes in the lot. I just throw it on that carpet there. I take pictures and box it up. And then we're going to do auctions. Probably, I don't know, I haven't decided yet on the Playmobil, because Playmobil is not as popular. So if it was Lego, there's lots of resellers that'll just grab that up. We're going to go here. Beautiful. There's lots of resellers that'll just snatch up the Legos. So all my Lego lots, I will start at 99 cents. As job lots, mixed parts, pieces, I'll take, you know, pictures of all of it kind of spread out, and I just let it go and let somebody buy it. I do the same thing with video games, someone that's going to resell it. With Playmobil, there's not as many resellers that hunt that market. There's people that do it, but with the Playmobil, I'm going to probably start a little bit higher on those. I might even do some buy it nows and just kind of try to find the market for it. But I also hate doing buy it nows on those, because there's always like one random little piece that, you know, you're going to miss, and then someone's going to be like, oh, that's a $500 piece. So I like to, I'm not going to do the work to look up every piece, nor do I want to miss them. So I let the market kind of figure it out. with auctions, and sometimes you get a little less for that, but that's just the game, not doing the work. These have been listed for over 3 years. And so, friends, we took $5 offer. Yes, they've been over 3 years, I think. So we took a $5 offer. They have been relisted once because someone bought them and canceled. And so they're going out. We're happy to see them go. It's a bad buy. I think it's a youth size even on these. Or no, it's just a women's 9. Is women's 9? Yes. So I just got to get these out. The next step was donation or burn pit behind the house. They can make a couple bucks. I should save a little bit on shipping. I probably will net a couple dollars if I don't have to donate them. That's something else I got to do. I'm at 1,500 listings right now with 1,300 sold, so almost 100% sell-through. I do like, in the way I do things, I like to run at 100% or more on my sell-through. You know, and I do run well over 100% in my categories that are not books. If you took books out of the mix, I'm probably at, you know, 150, 200% sell-through on like the rest of my store. But regardless, with those kind of numbers, I do want to go through and purge some of the old stuff. I want to make room and get my system set up for the new stuff. That's kind of the goal today. Not today. That's the goal in the next 2 weeks. Get some of that stuff done. But I don't want to stop the listing train. I want to make sure that we're still selling about 12 a day, so I'll keep listing 12 a day. It's just going to take more work. But like I said, this is going to be a pretty short stream considering we usually go about 45 minutes to an hour. This one is going to land a little early because I don't have a lot to pack today. Slower day. That's why I do it the way I do it, because I want to show exactly how this business works. I don't want to show the highlight reel. So you'll see it all. I don't think I've had a no sales day in years, though. I've had one sale day, like one random thing sells. I had a no sale day for quite a while. 12 by 8 by 6 pounds. All right, so we did make a couple bucks. Hey, Artie Mike, good to have you here. Thanks for popping back in. Morning to you. Hopefully your sales were better than mine overnight. It was a slower day in my neck of the woods. Made a couple bucks on shipping. We'll actually come out ahead still on this guy, but this has been listed for over 3 years, so glad to see it go. Now, I do believe we had a couple come in during the stream. Yes, I had a multi-quantity order on the Hallmark, which is good. You've been watching for a while, you know I get these from a liquidator. And they just make a little money on the side. So we got Qui-Gon Jinn. If I can open these up and add them to our thing here. Our Qui-Gon Jinn. That'll work. And we got this and a Tonka. I won't pull the Tonka up. But we got a couple Hallmarks that are going out. They combined shipping, so we were able to get a couple sold. And 22 bucks. Let's see. Qui-Gon Jinn is there, and the Tonka is in 253. Let's go find these two. Five, 3. And there's my Tonka. Qui-Gon, you're sitting way up here because with all my Star Wars ones. The old Star Wars could do really well. I've sold ships for over $100 a pop for some of the old Hallmark. So that's something to look out for at sales. This newer stuff, this is 2024. Doesn't do as good. But, you know, it's a couple bucks. So here they are. We got Qui-Gon Jinn, got the Tonka, and they should fit in this 8x6x4. I just like to use a little bit of crush. I've never had problems with just using crush. I always make it there just fine. They're padded on the inside too. Yesterday, I forgot to share. I got a cool board game for 90 bucks. He sold it yesterday. I was just thinking about my kiddos for a second there. I pick up these games sometimes. I'll pick up board games and stuff to play with the family because we got a nice gaming family. And board game night, we taught them Risk the other night. That was fun. I was gonna play this game with them. I'm like, oh sweet, it's a nice little game at the bins. It's still sealed from a publisher I know, and you know they're fine. And then I looked the game up and like, oh, this is like a rare one. It actually sells for money. Sorry guys, I love you, but 90 bucks. 90 bucks is 90 bucks, and we can buy whatever game we want for 90 bucks and pay for dinner. I sold that guy. Oh, happy to see that one go yesterday. And then today, I have an industrial mix. Getting alerts. Oh, it's not even from YouTube. I sold an industrial mixer, bought an industrial slicer is what it was. Industrial slicer at an estate sale. And that's another thing I got to process today. That should be a good payday when that sells. I'm always looking for the heavy equipment like that. 8x6x4. And we combined shipping, so we were able to save a buck or two. The combined orders on the retail arbitrage is always what we're looking for. That's nice. Let's probably bumped our sales up to around 280 on the day. Not too bad. Tomorrow should be better. We'll see. eBay can be a fickle mistress, but some days you're shipping out 17 for a few thousand, and today we're shipping out 7 for a couple hundred. That's the life we live. That's all we got for today. So it's, again, a short stream. Thanks for coming in, everybody. If this is something you enjoy, just like seeing what we sell, packing things up, you know, maybe chatting a little bit, come on in the mornings. We're here at 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, Monday through Thursday. Now that I figured out how to get the stream going on the live, the scheduled stream. So be back here tomorrow doing the same thing. Hopefully sales are good for you. Hopefully you find some wonderful things out there. So thanks for coming in, Leslie. Thanks for coming in, Artie Mike. Thanks, Pricers. Thanks, anybody else who's catching the replay. We will see you next time.